I would say just stay positive. Try to keep your heart in the right place. Keep your mind focused on improving and think positive things. Um, I go through this with my therapist a lot. Um, she's always saying, don't don't think of like the negative all the time. I mean, if you do think of the negative, think of also the other side. Think of the positive. Use cognitive behavioral therapy if you know what that means. Um, take something that is bad and use your mind to turn it into something good. Um, and as far as the drum community, like you guys are the best. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love all of you so much. You're my family. I really do. I love all of you. And I would just say keep drumming, keep your spirits high, and keep at it. And you'll you'll be good in no time, and it's gonna be good. So I love you all, and you know, just be you, and you're gonna you're gonna be fine. Everybody's gonna be fine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters Net podcast. I'm your host Brian. And joining me today is my good friend. It's Brian Drums, everybody. How you doing, brother?
Brian Jones. Brian Jones. How you doing, guys? I love you all, and I'm glad to be here with my very good friend Brian Gribbin.
I'm sure you tell
That's
that
how,
to everybody.
that's how you say your last name, right? Gribbin.
Gribbin, yeah.
Gribbin. Yeah.
And everybody always spelled that wrong. And actually, you're one of the few people that actually spelled it right. So
Yeah.
that's good to hear.
Gribben.
I-N.
Damn it.
No worry, you
It's
won't
all
be
right.
the first one.
Yeah.
Actually, some people actually put O-N at the end. I have no idea why.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was bad. That's elementary school. I mean, I have to
Yeah.
probably show my social security card for crying out loud. So,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
also finally got Brian Drums on after I was saying my Q&A sessions after trying to get him on after so long.
Yeah,
We finally got him.
I had to cancel a couple of times. I think you canceled once, and it was hard. It was no big deal, but we finally got a good time to do it. We reunite together, and now we're good.
That's good. And I guess, is everything good with your family? I know there were some issues kind of going on in
Yeah.
the background there.
No, well, I'm fully good. I told my sister and my brother that I'm gonna be in here, and nobody's gonna interrupt me. I got my drums. Can you see part of my drum set?
I can see it, yeah. It's all good. And then
Yeah.
when we get to it, though, you can just turn the camera a little bit if you want to show the full set if you want to.
And I made my bed a little bit, so my bed. Everybody gets on me because when I do covers, I don't make my bed. But I made it today a little bit. If you can see it. I don't know. See it over there?
I can see a little bit of it. It's,
Yeah, it's got a blue blanket on it.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brian, the way that my podcast works here, I'm just going to ask you some simple questions, get to know you more both as an individual and as the drummer. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, start with the first one. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become a drummer?
Well, I went through school like a normal kid would, and I in seventh grade, right? I had a friend who played drums. And one day I was like, well, listen, he had a stick bag, and I said, I gotta see what's in there. So he opened it up, and there was a bag of sticks. Immediately I said, can I play on the desk, the school desk, And I played, and it came out pretty darn good. So immediately after that, in middle school, I went to the music director, and he immediately said to me, I immediately said to him, I want to do lessons for drums. So I did lessons for drums my eighth grade year, and then all the way through high school. I was in every music thing you could think of. I'm talking marching band, symphonic band, music theory, um, piano 1-on-1, guitar 1-on-1, chorus, and but mind you, on the side, I'm taking drum lessons from a guy that's in a drum shop down the road. Um, so yeah, basically, I just thought, I'm sorry, I'm getting notifications from people. I should have muted it, but anyway, um, yeah, I just started, playing drums through high school, and I don't know if you're gonna get to it, but I've been in a lot of bands too.
That could be one of the things we could talk about. Yeah. So, but just keep going with the story. I guess how'd you end up where you are today?
So, so after lessons for about maybe seventh grade through when I was 19, so a year out of high school, I graduated in '03. In 2004, I was 19, and I stopped taking lessons. All right. So I'm talking like that's what, seventh, eighth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 6 years of drum lessons, 6 or 7 years of drum lessons. Um, and I basically just I did everything I could to get to a spot where I wanted to get, and by the time I was a junior and senior, I was playing Dream Theater songs like crazy. Like I technically cannot play like I used to, like in those days. Like, but back then, I was in a band, a Dream Theater cover band, and we played like Metropolis Part One. We played Pull Me Under. We played Yahtzee Jam. Is it Yahtzee Jam? Um, all those good ones. By the way, shout out to Precise Percussion. He's the man. Um, but yeah. So I played in a lot of bands, and so after taking lessons, I started with the bands, and that's how I started playing drums. Really, is just had a friend, had a stick bag, took the sticks out, played on the desk. I loved it, and I immediately started going into bands. I mean, into learn music bands, symphonic marching, concert, you know,
The whole
um,
shebang, really.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
save you from, let's say, it
I'm
all.
sorry, I'm sorry. I got a brain freeze, man. I'm so sorry.
No, no, no,
I'm
you're good.
so
You're good.
I'm so loopy. I really am.
No, no,
Um,
you're fine. You're fine. But
yeah.
when you were saying you're much, man, were you also going out to the football games during the night games?
Yes, yes. They're so fun. Like we would do a halftime show every game, and it was like a blast. I loved it. I played the snare drum. You know
With,
how like a much,
with a little
yeah,
drummer
yeah.
boy, yeah, yeah.
The cadence. You remember how you had a marching, you had a snare drum, a bass drum, and you had those quads. You were in marching band, right?
I was never in marching band, but I know what you're talking about. It's the four little drums they strapped
Yeah,
around you, and you're one like hitting it all this and that and everything else. So I know what you're talking about. Don't trust me. I used to play football, so
yeah.
I see enough of the marching
Oh,
band. So
yeah. So yeah. I'm telling you, those days were the best days of my life, man. High school was awesome.
I would say so,
Uh,
yeah, too. But
yeah, yeah.
I guess how old are you right now? Are you?
I'll be 38 in February.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew about some of the trading
You're
card games
pro-
that came around in about my time, because that's what my high school was kind of like. Because
how young? You're younger than me. How young? How old are you?
my birthday was not too long ago, but I just turned 31. So
Oh, I wish you a happy birthday on Facebook.
I did see that.
You,
Yeah, good number of you
yeah,
people actually did too. And thank
you
you,
look
everybody who wished me happy birthday.
yeah, you look younger than 31 though. You look like you're in your 20s.
I know. That's why I say I don't feel any different than when I was in my 20s, but
Yeah,
I've actually been kind of letting
yeah.
the beard grow, and I know you've been kind of doing the same thing
I was
too.
gonna say, do you like the beard? Do you like it? I mean, it's
You know what?
bushy. It's
You know what?
bushy.
When it gets to a certain part, I can't stop playing with it for some reason. So it's at that point
Yeah,
I realized this has got to come
yeah,
off.
yeah. I got to trim. I got to trim it.
But speaking of
But
football, when I was in college, I actually just said I'm going to let it grow out the whole season, and then we're going to see where it goes from here. So,
yeah,
needless to say, it was like stretching out to about here, and I'm thinking like,
yeah.
I can't stop playing with it. This is almost like an addiction or something.
Yeah, it is. It is. I know what you mean. I really do. Yeah,
Okay,
that's so funny.
that's pretty sweet.
Um,
But that's an
so
interesting
yeah,
story too. So I guess
yeah.
if you want, let's jump into your kid, then we can start talking about the bands afterwards. So what kind of kid have you been rolling with?
What kind of kit?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a Yamaha not recording. I've got a Yamaha Stage Custom. It's all birch, no gum, no poplar, just birch. And I started off with a Pearl Export when I was a kid. Down the road, there was a point in my life where I did get out of drumming in my late 20s. I sold the Export, and then later in my life, which was about 7 years ago, maybe, I bought this Yamaha recording Stage Custom. So I've got an 8. I added an 8. It doesn't come with an 8, but I added an 8, and I got 8, 10, 12, 16, a 20 by 17 bass drum. 22 by 17 bass drum. And the snare drum that came with it, I did not like it at all. I hated the thing, so I just sold it. I got like $60 for it or something. Um, and so I don't play the snare drum that came with the kit. I have high end snare drums. Okay, I've got like both. All right, so I got two aluminum Yamaha recording customs, 14 by 6.5, 14 by 5.5. I've got two Yamaha recording custom brass, 14 by 6.5, 14 by 5.5. So there you go. I've got like all the recording custom metal snare drum line. And Steve Gadd helped Yamaha make these drums, you know. So, and they're expensive. So yeah, it's I mean, I got a Yamaha. Right now on my kit. Right now, I have a Yamaha recording custom aluminum 14 by 5.5. I've been screwing with it, and I got it to sound pretty good, you know. And All right, so right now, I got a lot of cymbals too. Not a lot, but Blake, you know Blake Nunn.
I do not know, but I guess is that one of the brand of symbols under his name?
No, no, I'm just saying he's a friend on YouTube. He has tons of cymbals. He keeps on ordering a ton of them. I'm like every time I see a video, he's got something new. But all right, so shout out to Blake. So all right, I got for my hi hats right now. I got my KZs. Have you ever heard of KZs?
I've heard a lot of names, trust me, and I thought Zildjian's one of them. I know Pasty's been, or Paisty,
Yeah,
however you want to pronounce it, and
yeah.
Soultone's a recent one, but I haven't heard the one you mentioned. But go ahead.
Well, it's KZ, K/Z. It has a K top, 13 inches by the way, K top, and a Z custom bottom, Z custom. And they just cut like they're if you want, I'm telling you, if you're a rocker, you want to try out some KZs, man. They're really good, you know. And I know you like death metal, so I suggest if you have the money and you want a good pair of hats for your genre, get the KZs. So I got those for my hi hats. Right now I've got an 18-inch K dark thin crash, which is just a regular, the regular K line for my left crash. My middle crash is a new crash. It's a 18K Sweet Zildjian. My right crash is a 19K dark thin regular, like my left, but it's just a 19. And then my ride I'm using right now is a 22-inch K light ride by Zildjian. And I got a hybrid splash, a K custom hybrid splash. So, do you want me to talk about pedals?
I was going to say you had quite an extensive list too, and I was well, I guess go ahead and talk about the pedals then. I was trying to phrase
Okay.
the question there, but I was going to let you continue. But go ahead, talk about the pedals.
So, a long story short, I bought the GW 5000s maybe like a year ago, and honestly, I've worked so hard with those to get up to speed, and I just don't like them. I don't like the GW 5000s. All right, so I bought the Pearl P932. All right, long board, because my feet are long. They're skinny, but they're long. So I need a long board. So I got those up there with an orange reddish cam, um, and I've been playing with them, and they're just smoother. So I think I'm gonna do a video that has more double bass down the road, so I can show off my skills. Because I'm telling you, I've been working on it, and like I used to have really good chops when it comes to double bass. Another long story short, when I was a baby, I was born with a club foot. I went through like six or seven surgeries to fix my right foot. Okay, so my right foot is actually weaker than my left foot. So I have to work extra hard on my right foot to get to where I want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do, but I've been blessed never to have like any sort of like major surgeries
Yeah.
on any parts of my body except my eyes, because I used to actually have a lazy eye, and
Oh, yeah.
so you can
No,
probably
I'm
imagine how
not.
that was.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like it is a factor. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. I actually had no
Yeah.
idea, so it's good to know,
Yeah.
and this is a good part to
Yeah.
share right here.
So yeah, long story short, DW 5000s, I didn't like them that well, so I went ahead and got my pearls, and I'm enjoying them. So
I want to say if I had a dollar for every long story shorts for all the interviews, I've heard that. That's I'd be a rich man right now. But I
yeah,
understand too.
yeah,
It's good though.
yeah.
I guess. So what sort of sticks have you been playing with?
Um, I'll show you. These sticks are the best sticks on the market. All right, dude, I'm telling you, man, everybody needs a pair. All right, it's Steve Gadd. See that?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
It's perfect. Like I almost flipped the thing over.
Yeah.
Um, it's just got like nice balance. The tip is like almost like it's between like a ball and an acorn. It's really cool, and I'm telling you, man, they're just so comfortable to play with, man. What kind of sticks do you play with?
I play with the Vic Firth.
Are they
It's still Vic Firth, but it's not autographed with Steve
five?
Gadd's name on it.
Is it a 5B?
I think it did say 5B. It's either that or 5A. It's one of the two.
Because you're a rocker, right?
Oh yeah, rocker and a
So
metalhead at
yeah,
heart.
five. So 5Bs would fit the bill for you. Yeah.
I say maybe not in terms of
Uh,
blast beam, because it feels like it's got a little bit of weight to it. So
yeah. Yeah. Um. So yeah. Oh, and I've been using my. All right. So I don't know if you heard, but Matthew from Drumman 190, he sent me over the EAD10, the Yamaha EAD10, right? I'm telling you, it's the best thing I've ever got, ever. Like I've never experienced so much joy. I'm able to make drum covers of any band I want, and you've seen my recent covers. So the drums sound pretty good, don't they?
I think the one I've seen, I think it's been mostly like you just kind of jamming around doing stuff. I know you kind of experiment with double bass, maybe trying some sort of patterns. I
Yeah.
know you're not trying really blast beats or anything like that, but it seemed like you were trying to
No.
go with a little speed here and there. But I think that was the most recent one.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I'm sorry. I haven't really seen some of your recent ones. I did.
No, 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 it's a problem. No, no
I
problem.
did see your posts with Joaquin and the ones you guys
Yes.
played.
Yeah, we played that. It's an easy one. The Big Me by Foo Fighters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just saying the drums sound amazing with the EAD10. It really does, Um, and that's how I record my music videos is with the EAD10. It's simple.
I was say, when did he send that to you? Was that kind of like a Christmas present?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. He just hit me up. Well, this is how it went down. Shout out to Eric of the Drum Addict. He called me or messaged me. He said, Matthew wants to talk to you. He gave me Matthew's number, and I was like, okay. So I called Matthew, he said, and Matthew talked to me for quite a bit, like 20, 25 minutes. And he said, I really want you to have this EAD10. I don't use it anymore, Um, so I said, man, like I can't afford it, man. I just can't. I don't have the money because, I'm in debt. I got bills to pay. Um, and I have no money. I haven't even bought a new, like the newest thing I got was a symbol, and that was from like gift cards that I got from Christmas. Um, but like literally, so like I haven't bought anything recently because I'm in debt, so I'm trying to pay my bills. And basically, so getting back to the Matthew, is he said, no, 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 I want to send it to you. I want you to have it. After battling with him for so long, saying, Matthew, you don't have to give this to me. I don't, I don't want to owe you anything. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. So I said, all right. I gave him my address. He sent it to me, and the rest is history. And I will be paying him back someday. I will be paying him back with something, either money or something. I don't know. I'll send him something. But that's how that happened with Matthew, with the EAD 10.
I see. That's a good man right there, Drum Man.
He's awesome.
Shout out to Drum Man 190.
Shout out to Matthew. Yes, he's the best.
I was actually trying to get on his little podcast show too, and I'm hoping this year would be a good little breakthrough too. So we'll eventually get to that point.
Yeah, he's good about that, man. Like, yeah, if you even just call, text him or message him, he'll be thrilled. Like you're a big part of the community. So
I would say actually I was messaging him, and unfortunately he said that he was booked.
He's booked, yeah,
for the rest of 2022, but hopefully now 2023 sometime.
Exactly, yeah, you'll get to it, yeah.
But actually 2023 was also interesting because I was trying to get on Ash Wells' Back to the Covers and get on that one too. So
yeah,
maybe February, March, one of those 2 months. I think he was a little busy as well, especially with all that he's doing too. So
right,
it should be a good year, 2023. So also hopefully a good year for you too.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I'm telling you, I have a feeling this year's going to be really good, man. Like it's like the drumming community is going to grow even more. We're going to have like we're going to have people come out of the woodworks and just like we're going to grow as a family. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, man. Just growing, and like I support the community so much, man, because like for me it's like a dream come true to have people that watch my videos and like me for just the drummer that I am, which is not perfect in any way at all. I have tons of work to do, tons of work. But just the fact that they comment on my videos and they like it, and I have all my subscribers. I would do anything for all of them. Like they're amazing. You're amazing. Shout out to the Mark Young that you did an interview yesterday with. I think you did. Shout out to him. He's awesome, man. I helped him get more recognized with a video that I did. And I just want to see people grow,
I would say I've yet to see a video where you haven't at least commented at least once with all the videos I released so far, and even my shorts that I've done.
Yeah.
So that's always meant a lot to me too. So
yeah, and I try to make a point to never miss a video, just to always be there for people, because you never know if somebody's having a bad day or if they're having a good day or whatever. Regardless, I'm going to comment on their video and I'm going to tell them how I feel. And 99% of the time, I'm like, it's unreal. It's good. It's just magical. It's awesome. And I'm pumped. I get pumped and I'm like, yes, like, you're so good, because they are. And they don't know that. They think they're bad, but they're really good. You know what I mean?
There's a little bit of like saying like you could be your worst critic for one thing, but normally when I'm just like recording it and trying to like play all the notes and feeling like, oh, I feel like I screwed up somewhere, but then it's like, I actually can cover that up pretty good, and I don't think people would notice, so that's always been a nice plus. So
no, I've seen your videos, dude. You have some good double bass chops, my friend.
It kind of stinks too because it's a little bit hard trying to keep count, especially when doing it MIDI, because it seems to bring the notes close together, so you have to try to drag it, and sometimes it doesn't really obey as what you would hope it would do. So
I have the same problem, like with this lag in the double bass, like this lag in like on your left foot or something, and it's not quite perfect, and I'm like, should I post it or not? Hell, I posted Master of Puppets the other day, and well, not the other day, a couple weeks ago. I didn't even finish the song. I just like I was my device, my iPad was in low battery mode, and I had no idea. I thought it was charged, but it was on low battery mode. And I'm in the middle of a song, so I'm sitting on my kit, and I reach over and I hit the button because it was going to die. I hit the screen so it would light up again. It lit up, and then another like 30 seconds went by of me playing to it, Master of Puppets, and it just completely died through the song. And I'm like, that was the best take I ever gotten. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna post this. So I have a Master of Puppets video up right now that is like 80% covered, but I didn't finish it. So don't get mad at me. I was kind of peed off, so I just posted it and I was like, I don't care, whatever. So yeah, stuff like that.
he's really trying to refrain from using the swear words. Gaz Graham was pretty open with his though, so
Yeah.
this is more rated R version. We're doing a PG version right here, baby. So
Yeah, I try my best.
no, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. That's all good though too. The
Yeah.
kiddies will not watch this. We tell Kyle Castro cover his ears if he watches the video. So,
Yeah.
but all right, let's get into the bands.
Kyle-
I know you were talking about the bands a little bit earlier. How many have you been a part of? And I guess what's the story behind them?
All right, bands. So I was in a band. My first band was with my brother on bass, me on drums. My one of my best friends was on keyboards, and one of my best friends was on guitar. And we had a girl that was a singer, and that was to become the Dream Theater cover band. All right, so that was that. That lasted for a long time, throughout high school and probably a little bit after. So probably 4 or 5 years. Um, and so that band happened. And it's all because I was in, like, it's confusing to me because I was in a lot of bands all at once. But anyway, I was in a band called 18 Stars. Okay. And that band was probably my most the band that I'm most proud of. We did a professional demo. We sent it to record companies. We got rejected, but whatever. But one of our songs was played on the radio, a local radio station around here called WHJY. And yeah, we were on that station. And that band was it was good. I mean, we had every week we had a gig at a place called The Call in Providence, Rhode Island. You know what Providence is?
I never actually been to Rhode Island, but I know it's the capital of Rhode Island, and
Yes.
yours is kind of the smallest state, I guess, out of everybody here. So I guess you could probably drive through easily. But
I live in Mass, but I'm on like the Mass Rhode Island line, kind of. You know what I mean?
oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was in what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we played that Call every week at Providence, and we would record the demo. We would call it they had it so they could record while we were playing up live. So we did that. We got the CDs from every show we did there. We got the CD of our recording, and damn, it came out good. And I gotta say this, but it's a downer. But the guitar player of that band, the genius of that band, the most talented of that band, he ended up dying in the Station nightclub fire. That was like 2004. I forgot. I
I was trying
forgot.
to remember because
But
normally you hear more about all the hurricane season and everything else, maybe some fires here and there. But I guess how bad was this one?
this was you didn't hear that of this one? It was in Warwick, Rhode Island.
I might have heard about it, but I guess just for the sake of
Yeah,
just for the sake of
yeah,
making sure everybody knows. Go ahead.
yeah. So he ended up dying in that fire, and that kind of really messed me up. After that, I was kind of done with music. Um, but I would still continue to be in bands with my brother and my best friends, and you know, and then so I pretty much throughout that whole time was in bands. I was in a band called Divine Secretion. I was in a band 18 Stars. There was a band I was in called Liquid Dreams. I know that sounds weird, but there's another story. I'm not going to tell you about that. Um, that was the name of my band, one of the bands I
Liquid
was in.
Dreams. Oh boy.
No, it was from Dream Theater.
Well, I imagine too, but
You were
I
thinking,
just picture it like people.
I know, I know. You don't want to hear that.
Okay, okay.
But yeah.
Just because I was a wet dream.
Yeah, I know
But
exactly.
anyway, go ahead.
Jeez,
Sorry.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's just like, so I was in those bands, man, and so I w- in the to back to go back a little bit, okay? There was a drummer in my school, all right, who was probably the most talented drummer I've ever seen to this day. I've ever seen in my life. He ended up committing suicide. So I've had a lot of people around me when I was young die. Um, you know, and so that's that. That's that. I mean, I'm just trying to say my idol. His name was John. He was my idol. He was like the best drummer I've ever seen in my life. He could play any Dream Theater covers, yeah, any Dream Theater song. He could play anything. He died. The other guy died in the fire. So all right. So after all those bands, I was in a band called Whitey. All right, and that was me, a bass player who doesn't like me, and I don't like him anymore. But that's besides the point. Um, he's gone. It was me, him, and this guy Andrew who plays guitar and sing. We were in the band for quite a few years. Um, and this is where I got most of my recognition. All right. Um, I was in that band and we played clubs every week. Like I'm talking like Providence, Boston. Okay, we did a tour. Okay, the whole East Coast of the United States. We hit New York, which is the bureaus where we hit were Brooklyn for 2 nights, Manhattan for 1 night. Okay, we get done. We drive to Philadelphia. We play Philadelphia. We get done there. We drive to, I think it was either New Jersey or Baltimore, but we ended up in New Jersey at some point, and then we went to Baltimore. All right. Then we came up and we hit Boston, and then we hit Providence, all in like 5 days. You know, we would sleep in a van. Seriously,
Oh gosh.
a big white van. This is like the telltale story of the actual musician right here. The actual gigging drummer. I'm not trying to be like bragging about it. I'm just saying like my story, like that I was sleeping in vans as at that point.
I would have said called your band like the Boxcar Children or something like that. I remember that was
Yeah,
a series I used to read way back when. But unfortunately, I think it's
right,
more like the traditional train cars. But whatever at this point, I just found
right.
this something. But keep going. What were you saying?
Yeah. So yeah. I mean I was with him, and he was kind of into bad things, if you know what I mean. I don't want to get into it, but he was involved into substances, and um, he ended up passing away again. Here we go again. I'm a downer, but it's the truth though. I can't lie. He ended up dying a couple of years ago, and So that band was a big band for me. It was really cool. I loved it. It was good. Um, and I'm just saying, all these bands overlap each other. It's hard for me to tell you which band comes first, which band comes second. They overlap really. Um, and I've been in other bands since that last band, Whitey. I've been in other bands, but they weren't really big bands at all. I've got people right now that want me as their drummer. I've got people. I can't though. I take care. Well, I don't know if you want to go back into other questions, but about my life right now. But my job is basically taking care of babies. My sister had triplets, and it's busy every day. Like, you know, and I don't know. It's just been a pain in the butt. I don't have time to do anything because the babies are always here, and it's just it's a hassle. Um, but so yeah, in other words, basically what I'm saying, those were all the bands I was in. Uh, I'm missing probably a couple of them. I can't think right now, but up until now, up until before right up until the pandemic, I have not been in any band whatsoever.
I see. And I'm
Yeah,
really sorry for the losses you kind of go through too. I know that it can really shake you, and I know last year was kind of a bit of a shaking point for
yeah,
me. I know I lost people who were close to me too.
it's a shame.
I know, man.
It really is. I'm sorry to be a downer, but
No, it's good to share your story
it sucks.
because,
It sucks. It sucks. Yeah,
well, the thing is, like, it's good to get these stories out too because we don't know how you're feeling. I feel like you're living that time of your life.
yeah,
You got your drum set and everything. You're putting out videos. You're interacting with us. I
yeah,
mean, I have yet to see
yeah.
you miss a comment on any of my videos, so I'm always seeing you there.
I try to be as positive as possible. I see a therapist, and the thing you got to do is you got to embrace life while we have it, because we're not, the fact of the matter is that we only have so much time, and we got to enjoy life. We got to embrace it, drum, practice, get better, see yourself getting better, feeling accomplished. Um, all these things that come with drumming, Um, like I'm seeing all these young drummers. There's young drummers on YouTube that would smash me. They're like 10 million times better than me, you know? And I'm like, how are you so good? And they're like 12 or 13, the kiddos, of the community,
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those,
like
and I know one in the UK is Sam Bickmore. And then I interviewed one recently.
yes,
It's Unchained Drumming. That's Manny Gerard. Yeah, they're both up and coming.
yes, yep.
They'll have it going
And
for them.
the other guy, Sam Beat,
Yeah,
that guy.
that's Sam Bickmore. Yeah, that's Sam Bickmore. But yeah,
Okay, I got you. I'm sorry.
no, no, you're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
he's phenomenal, phenomenal. Um, so I'm just so happy when I see that. I'm like, wow, I'm not jealous at all. I'm like, good for you. Like, damn, he's a good drummer. And then there's other drummers out there that are good, but they're learning. And I encourage them, man. I like this girl Lindsay who's starting out playing drums not recently, but like she's fairly new, and she's getting so good, and she's practicing every day, and like she tells me, like she leaves a comment on my page or whatever, and it's always like, good job, Ryan, I got to get back to practice. She's practicing, and that's what makes life good. Like when you practice, you become better, you become more, you know you can feel accomplished. um and I got so much more work for myself to do. I we all have to we all have more to learn, you know what I mean? So I just would say to everybody, embrace life while you can, enjoy drumming, don't make it a hassle, think of it as something you're going to strive at and become better, you know what I mean?
Actually, I think you were kind of jumping ahead there because I think that was meant to be your message of hope. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Uh,
Yeah,
but as we keep going through the questions right here, if you do want to share anything personal, it's totally up to you. I'm not going to really ask you anything more personal. These are more
yeah,
for music and drum related questions. But I guess leading to the next
Yeah.
one here, I guess. Have you ever played on an electric drum set before?
Okay. I have. I played on them at Guitar Center a lot. I used to have a friend who has them. Honestly, I love them and I hate them. Um, I love them because they like you can literally do buzz rolls around the whole kit, and it sounds like you're phenomenal. Like you like your the rebound is amazing on the toms. Like like I can't do that on an acoustic kit. I can't do the fast rolls on the toms on an acoustic kit. You know what I mean? So I have played on them, and I do like them. But at the same time, I rather have like real drums and drums that I can tune, drums that I can mess with. That aren't even the EAD that I got, um, I can make like the same kind of noises that a lot of drum machine electronic kits make. Ask Matthew, he'll tell you from Drumman 190. Like the thing you can do synthesizers on that thing. You can make a drum sound like anything. It's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, getting back to the electronic kit, I do like it. In some ways, but mostly I I just stick to my kit, my acoustic. Yeah,
That's what most people would say. It's more based on feel. And
yeah,
even though you don't have to worry about tuning, which is probably, I guess, the biggest thing when it comes to the electric sets, as well as like
right,
just being able to like change the sounds whenever you want to. So,
right.
and also being quiet. So, in terms of like
Yeah,
if you're in a crowded neighborhood or apartment buildings and stuff like that. So,
that's what I'm jealous about. You get to play wherever you want. You know.
that too, yeah. So, but I
Yeah,
guess if you had the space, because I know it seems like you're a little limited, would you consider maybe having like an electric pad or an electric set to serve maybe as percussion alongside your
yeah.
acoustic set?
Heck yeah. I would if I had the money, I'd buy an electric kit. I really would.
Mm.
I mean the I could. I mean, I can only imagine what you can do with your electronic kit as far as like making covers and like how you mix it and how you do it, through the interface or whatnot and all that other jazz. I can only imagine what you can do. I mean, I've seen your videos and they're really they're clean. They're very well mixed.
I kind of jump around with mine, even though at times I might combine like maybe like a couple takes together because maybe I did something
Yeah.
right. If it's like a real long song, for instance, because that's what the last couple have been, I might like mix
Right.
in like maybe like the first take and then maybe bits of like the second take, kind of bring those together. Still the same
Yeah.
outfit and everything too, so that's why hopefully people don't notice. But
Well, that's one thing about the EAD I can't do. I can't like take like certain parts and then match them up with another part that I do later. You know what I mean?
okay, I see.
Like I gotta do it all in one, I gotta do the song in one take. And honestly, when I do covers, I usually don't do more than like two or three takes unless it's in a really hard song. Like a lot of the covers I do, it's like I just hop on the drums, play it, and I just post it. You know. That's why I'm not perfect. I don't try to be. It's all about fun. It's all about fun.
Nobody's perfect, really. That's
Yeah.
the thing I always like to
Yep.
remind people. Although it
Yep.
doesn't really seem to resonate with some folks for some reason. But regardless, let's see. Let's try to make sure I'm in the right spot. But I guess walk us through how you do a drum cover. So you kind of mentioned the one gear you have right there. Do you just kind of shoot from one angle? And I guess what do you use to like edit and then everything else you do before you upload to YouTube?
Okay, so basically, I have my iPad where it is right now. All right. So if it's pointed this way, you're gonna see me play the drums like this on my drum sheet. And basically, with the EAD10, okay, I set it up. Um, I got to select the song from iTunes, right? So I go to iTunes, I pick a song, whatever I do. I load it into it's called Rec and Share. The app is called Rec and Share. RECNSHARE. Share. All right. So I have that app. So I click on the song I want to do. It kind of like it it kind of reads the song, so it knows the tempo, because I play to a click. Every song I play to a click. Um, and it reads it, so I get the click. All right. Um, and I just press record. I get 20 up to 20 seconds to get ready. I press record. I play the song. When I get a good take, I play it. I play it when I get a good take. I bring it down, and then editing. I press the editing button, right, and all I can do on the EAD10 is either lower the music or raise the music, or raise the drums or lower the drums. That's all I can do. I can't do like further stuff than that. Like it's kind of a one trick pony, you know?
I see what you're doing. All right.
Yeah.
It does sound complicated. Yeah.
Well, most of the time I have the music all the way down to 25% and my drums up to 100. So you're really getting a lot of the drums when I play. Like sometimes I'll have the music up to like 35, but I usually 25 is like good for me, you know? Like you can hear the music fine, but my drums are also loud enough to cut through. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean too. But I think it's 7%.
Yeah.
I think it's 7%. I think it's a decibel level, or at least that's what I think it is. But
Right.
something like that.
Right.
But regardless, this is a question I meant to ask earlier. But who would you consider has been your biggest influence? Because you mentioned about Dream Theater, so I'm assuming you're going to say Portnoy, and then I don't know. Would you also think Mangini is also a good one?
Not Mangini, no.
No love for Mangini. So
Portnoy's my guy. I mean Portnoy, Jimmy Chamberlain, I think is that his name from the Smashing Pumpkins? Jimmy Chamberlain, I think that's his name. He's a big influence.
you might be right. You might be right. The name's escaping me at the moment, but go ahead.
Yeah, Pat Wilson from Weezer, really basic drummer, but I learned a lot from him growing up. Um, Geez, I mean, there's so many good drummers out there. I mean, I'm talking like any of the Neil Peart, you know, Portnoy, Neil Peart, and just like a lot of drummers that aren't even known. I just listen to, you know, like people that I've gone to school with that now know how to play the drums, you know. But I would say the biggest influence out of my whole career as a drummer is definitely the one and only Mike Portnoy. And I don't like Mangini that much because I'm not knocking him or anything. He's a phenomenal drummer. But Portnoy was the soul of that band. He wrote the lyrics. He did everything. I mean, no, they didn't do everything, but he did a lot. And like, without him, that band to me is just not. It's. I don't listen to the music anymore. You know, I really don't. You know.
No, I know what you mean too. I always love the octave. I think I'm gonna pronounce it
Octavarium.
wrong. Octavarium, yeah. Because I always like the Root of All Evil, and
yeah.
that was one I did. And then actually, the first one I went back was the Images and Words, which is the Pull Me Under song. And
yes, that's a good album. Images and Words was great.
And actually, I thought you would give a shout out to Stamatis Kikes, aka SK Drumming, since he's a big
Yes.
Dream Theater fan.
Yes, he's awesome. I love that dude.
And I think I actually asked him. Oh yeah, I did ask him that question. I was like, "Which one's your favorite Dream Theater song?"
Okay.
I think
it's definitely either Erotomania,
or Dance of Eternity.
Dance of Eternity, or I do like a ballad, The Spirit Carries On.
Okay.
Have you heard that one? You've heard of Spirit Carries On, right?
I think I might have.
It's on Scenes from a Memory.
You know what? I kind of wish I really got into Dream Theater. I only mainly know them for the two albums, which was Images and Words and Octave.
Yeah. Well, that's a ballad that they do. The one I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those three songs are really, they hit home with me. But like for me, man, I like just like 90s stuff, man. 90s all the way, you know? Like Weezer, Oasis that I just did. Any 90s song you put out there. A lot of grunge, um Alice in Chains,
Nirvana,
Tool, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, um
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, Audio Slave, all like just like all that 90s stuff, like uh you know, uh not what's that band with the girl that Courtney Love?
I think it's
Hole. Hole.
what's whole. Okay, I thought it was
Hole.
based under a name, but yeah, you're right.
No, it was Hole. Yeah, that band. Even though I think she killed Kurt Cobain, I still like that band.
Oh man, she still takes heat for that. I honestly don't know. In
Okay.
fact, I think it's just a cold case that's could probably never be solved, to be honest. So
AL would never be solved, but I can go into that, but I'm not going to.
let's not turn into a conspiracy theory here, buddy. So let's just leave it
Yeah,
at that.
yeah, exactly.
All
Yeah,
right.
yep.
So you mentioned your influences. Let's talk about your YouTube channel. I guess when did you start it?
Wow, I don't even know when I started. It had to have been around 2019.
Pretty recent. Okay.
Um, yeah, like a lot of people say that like at the beginning of the pandemic is when they started the channel because like no, that's when like people had stopped working, they didn't have a job, or they couldn't afford it, or whatever goes in with the whole depression that this United States is going under, with the gas prices and the groceries prices and everything so freaking expensive. I hate it. Um, but yeah, so most people just started at the pandemic, and that's what I did, I think. Um, and I started off in the other room that is now not my room, but this is my studio that I'm in right now. It's pretty messy. I got a lot of cardboard from like stuff that I bought in the past that I never broke down. But besides that, I got a bed, a little chair, in my drum set. You know, that's about it.
Is there anything you hope to
Well,
achieve with it?
I no, I'm not expecting anything. I I don't want to get honestly. I mean, even if I were to get to 1,000 subscribers and I have a chance to make money, I mean, it would only be like what, $100, $200 a year. Like, you can't make money on YouTube, unless you're like have a million subscribers.
I think it's if you just strictly do copyright music, because I know that's how it was with Jeff Jansen, because he actually showed he only made like a few cents just from all the ones he's been doing. So
Oh, really? Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's unfortunate too, because he deserves a lot more, because he's a phenomenal drummer too.
Who is it? Jeff
No,
Hansen?
Jeff Jansen.
Oh, is he the UK guy?
No, he lives out in Arizona. He's the blonde haired guy. He's the one that's always kind of releasing
Uh,
every drum cover every now and again. Nice big set. Older gentleman. He's an older gentleman.
I'd have to look him up. Okay, I'll look him up. I'll go back and rewind this later and look it up. Yeah.
Mr. JJ, I think it was Mr. JJ Drums TV. I think that's his YouTube name. So
Okay, Mr. JJ Drums TV.
yes, but you can also look him up,
Okay.
because I did interview him recently, and if you
Oh, okay.
so you,
Yeah, I'll look him up. Yeah.
I could do that. But I guess what were we gonna ask earlier before I jumped in with my question?
Oh, I forgot. I'm a loose cannon, dude. I don't even know where I am, where I was.
Okay. Well, I
Um,
thought you were gonna ask something about
okay.
in terms of my YouTube channel or something like that, or whatever was like a.
Oh, what I'm saying is, yeah. So like, I'm not really trying to, you know, make money off of YouTube. I mean, I had a really good job working as an excavator. Not really an excavator, but like I dug holes, for construction, Um, and I had a really good job doing that. And ever since then, I haven't had a job since through the whole pandemic. I have not had one job except to watch my sister's triplets, the babies. So that's it's for me. It's that recording covers. That's what I do.
It'll say that I did Coles. That would be like a nice little movie, little slogan, or for a TV series.
Yeah.
Something like a mafia sort of movie too.
Yeah. That'd be so sweet.
Oh gosh, he's actually a hitman. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so you talked about the YouTube channel. Influences. I guess let's jump into COVID a little bit. Let's get more of the serious stuff out of the way. But I guess how bad did COVID impact you?
We lost some people, man. We did. It's one of those things that, like, ever since COVID started, I'm telling you, my mother's a freak when it comes to masks. I don't wear masks. I do wear masks. I wear masks everywhere I go. So if I leave the house and go to the store, or leave the house to go to anywhere, I wear a mask. Okay. Luckily, I have not gotten COVID. Okay. But the reason why I can't join a band right now is because of COVID. If I were to go out to a bar, or even have my bandmates pass it on to me, that right there does not allow me to be in a band, because my sister would not let me take care of the triplets. And also, if I did get the COVID, I would bring it home to the triplets and then maybe pass it on to them. So that has impacted me big time. I can't wait to get out there and play gigs with a band. I'm so sick of this COVID that I want it to end immediately so I can get into a band. That's all I want to do, So I would say COVID, after losing people, COVID has destroyed my life, but not destroyed basically destroyed, like, the band part of it, not so much the drums. I'm in the house, I can play the drums whenever I want, but when it comes to, like, just getting back on the horse and playing in a band, dude, I got people lined up that want me, guitar players that want me in a band, and I have to say no to them because I can't. I wouldn't be able to take care of the babies. I'd be banned, I can't. I don't want to do. I can't risk it. I just can't,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I want to say I had a brief stint with it because I actually went down to Nashville in late October there, actually just before Halloween. And when I came back, me and my dad had tested positive for it. I just remember
no, really?
I was already vaccinated and everything, and I'm assuming you are too. But
yeah, I was. Yeah.
It was mostly fatigue, actually. Like, I even tried hopping on my drums, trying to play some of the metal you kind of see me do. And I was just like, I can't do this. I just need to go to bed.
Right.
And, actually, ironically, I think that was the night I took NyQuil, and I woke up in the middle of the night. Actually, I had a fever real briefly. And even though it is a little bit of alarming, I'm not saying it's a funny story, but I say it's funny because I actually got out of bed and threw on some sweatpants, just crawled back in to see if I could kind of sweat it out and everything too. So surprisingly, wearing sweatpants in bed actually feels pretty good.
Yeah, no. You talking about wearing sweatpants to bed?
Yeah,
that's what I do every night.
Do you? Or at least during the winter time.
I have my sweatpants. Yeah. I mean, so basically, you got COVID. Your dad got COVID. You said.
We tested positive, and I think it just lasted a little bit. Actually, I know we jumped on the Paxlovid.
And this was after you got in your shots.
No, this was actually, we got our shots as soon as they were available, and we went up to.
What year did you get did you get COVID? What year was that? Do you remember?
It was just last year, and actually, here's the funny thing. We actually got our shots in 2021, and we traveled to certain spots, but we never got COVID or anything. It may have just got brief colds and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything serious. It was this year when we went down to Nashville, or this year. It was in 2022 when we went down to Nashville, and then when we came back, we just started not feeling too well, and that's when we realized when we tested positive for COVID, and it actually took us 2 years from 2020 to 2022 to finally get COVID. So so a little bit
and it didn't really, like, it wasn't like a death sentence. It was, fairly not Not as bad as you thought it would be, maybe.
To a certain extent, yeah, but it made me really fatigued. I think that was the biggest thing it took away from it, and then a little bit
For a
of
long
cough and right
for
nose.
like
Like
a week or so, or
it was maybe I'd say maybe a week, yeah. But I know we took a
yeah,
Paxlovid or
yeah.
Paxlovid or whatever you call it, but we took that.
What's that for?
It's to
It's like
mainly help with the COVID to kind of like maybe not get rid of the symptoms per se, but at least like calm the body down or something like that.
yeah,
It basically acts. I want to say
like
suppressant, maybe a suppressant. I'm not too sure, but it's what
like it relaxes you or whatever. It's supposed to.
it helps. It helps with fighting COVID. Just to say
Yeah,
that, just for lack of
yeah.
a better term. So
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
so
Um.
that was interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, man, COVID just sucks. You know, it sucks. Um. But I mean, I hope that the YouTube community, stays strong, and it affects everybody in some way. I mean, I haven't met anybody that hasn't known somebody, especially older people that have had it. Everybody's known somebody who's had it, and mostly no, but everybody has known somebody who's died of it. It's a shame. And luckily, my parents got their shots, and they have not gotten COVID once. Um, Luckily, and my dad's 70, my mother is 68. Um, they're getting into that age where it's like, um, so yeah, I have a lot of anxiety. If you, I can go into that a little bit, but like, I have depression, I have anxiety, um, I have panic attacks, and yeah, I mean, I'm on medication for it, um, and, you know, um, that's why I had to cancel, because that had a lot to do with my anxiety. I mean, there are days where I have that anxiety, and it just doesn't go away. It really doesn't. Um, but just I don't know why I just brought that up. I just wanted to let the YouTube community know that I'm not perfect. I'm just I have my problems too.
No, I understand. And actually, I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know it was that serious. To be honest, I thought it was still something related to your brother, because I know you said he got in a minor car accident too. But I'm hoping he's okay.
Yeah, but he was fine. Yeah, he was fine. No, it was at the time that it happened, right like when we were supposed to meet up. Like I a half hour before that, I got a call saying that happened. So it's one of those things where it's like, I wanted to make sure he was all right, so I had to cancel that. So yeah,
I see.
but
That's good.
but
I'd say one of
yeah,
the big things I've noticed, actually in a couple interviews I've done so far, people kind of mention some of the blessings they got out of COVID, despite it always being a big negative factor and everything. But did it allow you to kind of experiment with any new projects or get into YouTube a little bit
yeah,
more?
yeah. Of course. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of a positive stuff coming out of being able to have more time to play the drums, to do covers. Um, my I get the weekends off, and that's my time when I usually record. You know, if you ever see like two covers of me back to back, of me wearing the same thing, like an outfit, the same thing. Don't think I'm wearing the same clothes every day. It's simply because I record two songs in the same day. That's all it mean. That's all that means. I'm just putting that out there.
No, you're good. Yeah, I can kind
Yeah,
of relate too. But I feel like if I had to do a drum cover, then I realized I did something wrong, or my cameras were just somehow died because I normally use three. I feel
yeah,
like I have to wear like the same outfit, maybe like the next day if I wanted to make sure to be like consistent or anything. Otherwise, it just start all over
yeah,
again.
yeah.
So I know what
I
you
know
mean too.
that feeling. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
But yeah, there's plenty of stuff that COVID has allowed us to do. That's a blessing. And we're uniting with each other.
absolutely too. And it's good to have you on here,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah, you too, man.
I would say
Yeah,
after a good while too, because actually
yeah,
I didn't know it was really about anxiety, but I thought it was just
yeah.
for me it was a little
No,
bit what I call introvert C because I tend to be a little bit more of an introvert. So I can
Yeah.
understand sort of that little fear at first. I didn't realize it was that deep. So
I'm an introvert too myself. So
I see.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
That's good to
Yep.
hear. At least I know I'm not alone. So, all right.
My sister's an extrovert, and she's like the total opposite of me, man. It's like it's bizarre, you know. Like, uh, we get along and all, but like like certain things that she thinks about things, I think differently, and like the way our attitude, our personalities mix is kind of doesn't gel right away. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, I see
I
what
don't
you
know.
mean. All right. You know what? Let's get into some fun questions right here because I know a lot of stories here. Everything else is pretty serious here. So, how about we get into some fun questions?
Yeah,
All right. So, I guess first off, do you drink?
alcohol?
Yeah.
No, I never drink. I hate drinking.
Okay, that's good. But I guess so. What's
Yeah.
your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Ooh, have you heard of the naked drinks? They're fruit. The brand name is Naked, but it's a fruit. It's like a smoothie.
Oh, I don't know. Is that like an iced tea too? They also do iced teas.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's
The
my way I heard about them. But go ahead.
And then I love Red Bulls. Um, Even though they're bad for you, I know that they have a lot of sugar and stuff, but I love Red Bulls because they give me caffeine. And sometimes when I'm feeling sluggish, I need that little kick of caffeine, you know, because I'm not in like I don't do drugs or anything, you know. I'm not I don't I've seen enough of that from bands that I was in years ago. So I tend to just use Red Bull as my um you know
Energy
way
source.
way to get my kick, you know. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't drink, but yeah, I like to have those smoothies and like Red Bulls or another shout out to Mark Young, by the way. I like Monsters. Have you noticed that in his videos? He always drinking a Monster.
You know what I did, but I know the interview I did with him yesterday. I know he introduced me to it, but I remember just taking a sip of that. And I was thinking, like, I just took one sip of that, and there was all sugar, man. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
my heart's gonna
yeah,
be pumping
you're
out my
right.
chest before you know. It's like the Hulk just ripping out the front end, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Monsters are bad. They're worse than Red Bulls, but Red Bulls are they have like less sugar, but they have like more taurine and stuff like that, taurine and stuff that makes you more focused. You know what I mean?
Actually, I was thinking back to the Family Guy when they introduced Peter Griffin to Red Bull, and
Oh yeah,
I don't know how many he had, but he like starts coming through like he's like trying to twist the knob and everything, just punches a hole and everything. He's like, hey, 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 hey. He's like all jumping at
yeah,
everything too.
yeah. I remember that. That was funny.
He's just like
Good
just
old
jumping
Family Guy.
all over the place too. And he's like talking real fast and everything too. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
who put these cars up here? Boring. Holy crap. He's like, holy crap, it's crowded in here. He just flips the couch. There you
yeah,
go. It opens the whole room and everything.
yeah. He talks so fast, like he's on some drug or something.
Well, it was technically Red Bull, so I don't know how many he
Yeah,
had.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but he almost died out of it because I guess he chugged a good bit of it too. So, lesson learned in that. Just don't drink too much
yeah,
of the Red Bull.
yeah,
Did they give you wings
yeah,
and everything, as they normally say in the commercials?
yeah.
In a
That's
certain manner
funny.
speaking, but
That's
okay.
fun. Yeah.
All right. Next question here. Was there ever a song that was too tough for you to play and you either gave up or you came back after a while to finish what you started?
Dance of Eternity.
Dance of Eternity. Oh,
Yeah,
you did not waste any time. Normally people tend to think about that a little bit.
I can't play that song. It's impossible. Impossible. I would have to spend a year of practicing that, at least an hour a day, to learn that song, and being able to have the chops to learn that song. I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard, man. You know,
I guess we were pretty jealous when we saw Stamatis actually do it.
he's so good. I saw him do it. He did pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he did. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, he is a
Yeah,
Dream Theater fanatic too, so
yeah, yeah. He's awesome. Yeah.
love you, Stamatis.
Um.
So,
Yeah. He's a dude, man. He really is.
he's a nice guy.
Um.
We've done a good amount of collaborations. He's actually the most I've done with. I
Yeah.
think now we did 3 together, but actually the recent one was that Amon Amarth one, which actually was my favorite song from Amon Amarth, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I've seen. I see all your notifications, both you and SK. So I watch whether it's him or you or your collaboration. I always watch them, you know. So and I like all of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a good drummer, dude.
Thank you. That
Yeah,
really means a lot to me, buddy. So,
yeah, no problem, man.
all right. Is there a drum cover that you would consider your favorite?
Um, okay, this is easy. Santa Claus is coming to town. Bruce Springsteen. The one I did for Christmas this past year.
Oh, that's
Look
what you
back
did too.
look back in December. I love that song.
You know what? I was honestly looking at that one too, and I wasn't thinking about it. But then I found Tom Petty's, so I was pretty
Yeah.
glad we didn't have to like copy each other by accident there. But I did Tom Petty's for my Christmas special.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So I'm telling you, that song is so fun to play. I loved it, man.
I feel like you would also love "Born in the USA" if you ever wanted to play it.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I
Yeah,
always loved it too, but when you're
yeah,
young, you didn't know like what the message of the song was until you got so much into your teens and everything later. We're like, oh, that's what he meant. So,
right.
so,
Yeah,
but we love Bruce
that's
Springsteen.
yeah. He's awesome. I might cover Born in the USA. I might cover it. We'll see.
I was like, just don't release it on July 4th. So,
Yeah,
oh gosh, they'd be coming after you. All right,
yeah.
last one here is what is currently your favorite song or one that you listened to a good bit recently?
My favorite song. Um, it's probably something you guys don't know, but Train Wrecks by Weezer. Um, it's just a really driving, pulsing, nice pulse. It's a beautiful song. If anybody wants to hear a good nice rocking song, look up Weezer Train Wrecks. Good song.
I think the first one I was introduced to by Weezer was Beverly Hills. Then
And
afterwards,
another good one. Another good one. Yeah.
then the other one I think was "Say It Ain't So," and then "My Name Is Jonas." That's right. I was trying to
And
remember.
Buddy Holly, right?
Buddy Holly?
You never heard that song by Weezer?
I might have actually.
Yeah,
It might not be played a whole
you
lot,
you would know it if you heard it. Yeah.
probably. But I know "My Name Is Jonas" and "Say It Ain't So." Those ones were actually on the Rock Band and the Guitar Hero one, so I heard those ones the most. So
Yeah. Now, um, is that how you started learning how to play the drums through Drum Hero?
well, Guitar Hero was mainly for
Guitar Hero.
trying to. Guitar Hero was
Yeah.
strictly the guitar, but then like I realized they didn't have like a full band set, so that's what made Rock Band so interesting. And
Rock Band. Yeah.
yeah, it was Rock Band, and that was actually a gift for one Christmas back in high school. And we tried it with the family a little bit too. But obviously, I did guitar on it for a good while, and I just hopped on drums one day, and just started playing and everything too. Before you know it, I
hmm
moved up easy, medium, hard, expert. Next thing you know,
It,
the rest is
it
history.
was it was meant to be. There you go. Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Nope. Make sure you don't knock over the camera. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it just built off of there. My parents asked one day, like, "Hey, do you want your own drum set?" Since they knew it wasn't going to be a fad. I practically abused my I abused my love seat too. I'm putting towels underneath me to simulate some sort of throne because I'm like sinking down into it, and I'm like sitting. Now thinking back onto it, I'm like sitting so low. Now I'm
Yeah.
actually sitting at a more comfortable position, up on my throne
Yeah.
and everything. So now it's at least more easy to reach too.
So you were putting towels on like a base. What was it?
We call it the left seat, but it was basically
Oh,
where you put your feet up and everything too, because it was one of those
exactly.
chairs. So
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's crazy. Yeah.
sorry, there was a little bit of background noise going there, but
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yeah.
really how it went. After that, it just started off as a little practice. Well, I shouldn't say practice pads, but it started off as a beginner set. Then eventually I moved up into the Roland TD25K. You see me playing on my covers these days.
And is that what you strive for to like in it because it kind of like uh, kind of like resembled Rock Band, like the way that kit is, the heads.
To a certain extent, yes. Even though
Yeah.
the Rock Band 3 at least introduced like some of the cymbals. They give you a hi hat, they give you a ride, it won't crash. So at least simulated it in some way, but you weren't putting your foot down to kind of close the hi-hat. You weren't doing splashes the way you should be doing it. So
Right. Right.
So there were some things that were inaccurate about Rock Band, but at least taught me musical theory, at least in terms of like how to keep beat and stuff. So I was able to like interpret how to keep beats and stuff like that. So that was the big thing it taught me.
Right. Yeah. That's how Mark knows how to play drums. Through the same way you did. Yeah.
I actually do remember, that live stream I jumped in and told him to play Ride the Lightning from Metallica. So
Yeah.
All right. Brian, we're kind of reaching the end right here. I guess, do you have any other questions or any final words you want to say before we jump into the last question?
I just want to say, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, man. I hope everybody doesn't find me to be weird or anything, because you know me. I'm a loose cannon sometimes. I'm a little weird, but no. Anyway, but yeah. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I guess, was this your first time trying a podcast or any sort of interview before?
I did one with Eric.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were with the Drum Addict too. I don't think I actually saw that episode, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was really nervous on that one. Really nervous. Probably more nervous than I am on this one. This one's actually going pretty good for me in a sense. You know, I have a hard time coming up with words sometimes, so that's why I'm kind of like, if I'm slow to react, it's because I'm trying to find the word to explain. You know what I mean?
No, you're good. I can totally understand too. And sometimes I struggle with finding the right words to it. So that's why sometimes I either improvise, try to make up my own word to kind of like make sense. That's why I say introverse C when I was talking about my introverse C. I gotta go back to it, but you see what I mean.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
I'm the same way. Yeah. All right.
So the last question here, Brian. Given what COVID has done, and I see it had a really big impact in your life too. So I think one of the things people need these days is some sort of hope, and I hope you get some hope as well. But what sort of message of hope can you give to musicians out there and to people as we try to at least move past COVID? I know it's going to linger there for a good while, but what would be your message?
I would say just stay positive. Try to keep your heart in the right place. Keep your mind focused on improving and think positive things. I go through this with my therapist a lot. She's always saying, don't think of like the negative all the time. I mean, if you do think of the negative, think of also the other side. Think of the positive. Use cognitive behavioral therapy, if you know what that means. Take something that is bad and use your mind to turn it into something good. And as far as the drum community, like, you guys are the best. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love all of you so much. You're my family. I really do. I love all of you. And I would just say, keep drumming, keep your spirits high, and keep at it, and you'll be good in no time, and it's gonna be good. So I love you all, and just be you, and you're gonna be fine. Everybody's gonna be fine.
Spoken like a true prodigy. And I also did notice your 2 Iron Maiden flags behind you. I know the Lost Somewhere in Time, was that what it was? And then what's the other one?
Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind. Okay.
Yeah. Those are actually my brothers, but we both love Maiden, but those are my brothers because I'm actually in his old room. So.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was say, did you steal them? And they'd be like, shh, that sort of thing. So. All right, that's pretty good.
But no, this was great. I appreciate you having me, and I want to let everybody know that I love you guys, and I just really hope all of you succeed and have all the happiness in the world. I pray for all of you guys because you guys are my family, and I just can't thank all of you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian, and your comments and everything.
Yeah.
and all our videos. It really means a lot too. So keep it coming.
Thank you. No problem. I'll always be there for you guys.
All right. So everyone, my guest today was Brian Drums. You all know him. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Go on over and subscribe to this guy's channel. He's a real cool dude, very down to earth. We had a nice talk and everything too. So
Awesome.
Right. Brian, I want to wish you all the best going forward. Stay safe. Stay tuned, y'all.
Bravo. Take care.